and the owner helped me orient a little bit with the Fort Kochi area. So most of the things are walkable distances, but he also said there is some sort of a festival ongoing, and today being the last day, it's a free entry. Otherwise there was tickets for everything. So it's 1 p.m. He says the doors close by 5-6 p.m. and in Ernakulam side there is a Darbar hall where they're doing a very big music festival and some artists are coming over. So I saw Naval Maritime Museum on the way, so first I'm going to go check that out. Then he said there is a very big basilica and Vasco da Gama Square are also walking distances. So we do that and then we come back and grab Fortuner at some point. And he said if you do that, there is a boat jetty where you can get on with your vehicle, get off on the Ernakulam side and then ride to Darbar Hall, and in 15 minutes you'll be there. That's the shortest way to get there. So we have about 4 hours to see some bits of Kochi today, not that I'm in a rush. So let's see how that goes. Let's get going. Alright, all settled in. Let's go venture out towards the Naval Maritime Museum. Should be about 1 kilometer or so from here. I actually came from there and I started looking at accommodation around that area, but those were a little bit on the pricey side. So came a little bit further down, so just have to retrace my steps, which is a lot easier. So I am at the Naval Maritime Museum, got a 50 rupees entry ticket here, and today this place is converted into Fort Knox. I'm told current Prime Minister's entourage is here, so all the senior naval officers, armed forces people are all here, so I have to be very careful not to end up taking anybody in uniform in my vlogs, but this place is now Fort Knox, so this is as secure as it gets. This is a 10 on 10 recommended experience just for 50 rupees, but still the halls are air conditioned. They have lifelike paintings depicting what happened when. There's also translations, and there's like Vasco da Gama and some Gujarati pirates and stuff all here for an immersive experience. And there's a life-size naval helicopter outside. That was my favorite. It's outside though, so it's very hot, but inside everything is air conditioned. So we are exploring how the Indian Navy evolved over time and how the Portuguese came over to India for the historic trade routes. So there is Portuguese influence in this area, and maybe Dutch influence to some extent as well, because I hear there is Dutch Square and Vasco da Gama Square and places like this. If they are named like this, there's definitely influence around. There you go. There was Dutch influence. The Dutch came on the shores of Kerala and it changed the political situation of the land around 1592, and they formed the Dutch East India Company. Alright, so all done with the Naval Museum, back with my favorite naval helicopter, and was a nice experience overall. Now let's start heading towards the Vasco da Gama Square and see what that section of the Fort Kochi has to offer. Maybe some Portuguese influence, and there was a cafe right here, so I had a lemonade and some snacks. I was really hungry and like already melting like crazy. It's not that hot, but it's a little bit humid, and that's why these auto people are kind of force selling, oh, do you need an auto rickshaw? But the distances are just like 1 kilometer or less, so it's okay to just walk. Look at the size of this plant. It's like 4 feet long leaf, almost 3 feet wide, and the flower is so pretty. So was headed to the Vasco da Gama Square, randomly stumbled upon the St. Francis Church, which you see behind me in Fort Kochi. So this has a European architecture style facade, an arch entrance, and there is the tomb of Vasco da Gama inside, and he's believed to be buried here first, and then his remains were later transferred into the Jeronimus Monastery in Lisbon, Portugal. You can look up my vlogs, I went there as well. So that's a pretty interesting find, like we are closing the loop, so connecting the dots in the reverse order, but still it still counts. So this is a place of historic importance, and that's worth visiting if you're coming over here to Kochi. Binale Samriddhi People's Cafe. So the homestay host told me that this cafe is a very budget-friendly people's cafe that offers a very pocket-friendly dinner and breakfast for like peanut-size bills. So he told me to definitely go here for dinner and breakfast. We'll come back here, and this is the harbor area, so maybe we can check out a sunset view here later in the evening. For now, let's just go to the Vasco da Gama Square, hang out for a little bit. It's 3 p.m. So made it to the Vasco da Gama Square. All this area around me and all the, since the Samriddhi People's Cafe, everything is Vasco da Gama Square. And behind the shops there was a small alleyway behind the boilers where you can go and check out the Chinese fishing nets as well. I think if you come early in the morning, you would be able to see them in action, but for now you could just see them right there. A lot of people want to take selfies with them. So now I'm just sitting in the shade, resting up a little bit. And then I see there is a board sign for Tower Road up ahead. Not sure what that is. But I'll quickly open Google Maps and see if I can understand that event that the homestay host was mentioning about. Anyways, I saw the water metro crossing over to the Ernakulam side, so we'll see if I can figure out what the event exactly was, and if it is worth going, we'll go there. Otherwise, we can always explore Ernakulam tomorrow. I am staying here for 2 nights. Really cool architecture of this building. Everybody wants to take a selfie with it. That's a school. Look at that, so cool. Traditional architecture, Nice greenery, clean campus, and it's by the seaside. So if you bunk the classes like we did, not promoting that, you could run over to the seaside, take a swim, come back and sit in the class for the next one. Anyways, found the Cafe Hopper's Paradise. There's a line of cool funky cafes out here. So I'm just doing a casual random walk without any destination in mind. Let's see what this end of Fort Kochi has to offer. I'm walking towards the riverfront side. So I also want to understand how this water taxi system works and how you hop over to the Ernakulam side. So that would be like a side quest for maybe tomorrow, unless it clicks right now. We'll see. But just doing a random walk now. Walked into a riverfront petrol pump. So this is a common usual petrol pump, nothing fancy over there, but this is a boat side riverfront, so for the fueling of the boats, and those are the government ferries. I think they bring you to the other side. That's Ernakulam over there, and some bigger ferries over here. Pretty cool view. So came into the Kerala Kalamandapam Tourist Development Center, and they say there is a Kathakali show every Saturday and Sunday from 5 to 6, and from 2 to 5 they do the makeup, from 5 to 6 they do the performance, 500 per head. I will unfortunately miss this because I am here on a weekday and will leave on a weekday, and apparently some performance has already been cancelled. So just gonna walk around the riverfront now. Found the boarding station for the water metro. It's right here, but I'm not thinking of hopping over to Ernakulam today.
Many minutes later.
Alrighty, time for the evening quest. The homestay host was very kind. I just ran into him again because he was asking if I went to the event that he was mentioning in Ernakulam. I told him my phone, my GoPro, all batteries, my mic, receiver, everything was discharged at the same time. 3:30. I think along the way I had a little bit too much fun making videos and vlogs and stuff, so took a short rest break. I got recharged as well. Now we are going towards the riverfront to catch a sunset. Oh, there's also another church over there. That looks really cool. Maybe some other day we're gonna walk over that side, but for now we're gonna do a short and sweet walk to the riverfront, Vasco da Gama Square and nearby areas. It's already 5:40, so let's catch a good sunset. I really love the walkability of this place. It's like everything is so close by and it's all flat, so walking is like a fun event here. And in the evenings it becomes, now is quite cool, and the sun I think would be a bit cloudy. For now is okay. Let's see how the sunset is. The last 3 days it has been very cloudy sunset back to back. Mixed multi-sports grounds, cricket mixed with football, mixed with different age groups, all playing simultaneously. That's the beauty of India. This traditional bungalow is a holiday home as well. That was a really nice sunset. Cloudy, it's still setting, probably another 5 minutes or so. That was longer than the previous 3 cloudy sunsets at least, so that was fun. Now I'm just gonna walk around. So I'm back in the Vasco da Gama Square area. So grab a bite to eat, and then oh yeah, in the cafe that the homestay was mentioned, the People's Cafe. We're gonna have dinner over there. But for now, let's grab evening snack. My guess was right. Sea is very rough. This is not a swimming beach. There are lifeguards on duty here because it's a mini beach area. But this is more like a picnic spot and less of a swimming spot. So don't risk it. It's very choppy waters out here. वाह अंकल ये क्या है सैंड है सॉल्ट है इतना ब्लैक कैसे है सॉल्ट
ब्लैक नहीं है, वाइट ही है।
वो पका पका के ऐसा हो रहा है तो ये ऑयल फ्री रोस्टिंग हो रही है एक दाना दो ना पका हुआ कोई सा टेस्ट के लिए ऑयल फ्री रोस्टेड ग्राउंड नट्स इन सॉल्ट and Bhaiya does free entertainment as well with a clinking sound. Pretty interesting. Really nice stuff. Got myself a little cone as well for just 20 rupees. So it's still quite hot. I'm gonna walk around with it for a little bit along the coast. And then when it's cooled off, then I'll have some more. Bhaiya gave me some to taste. Pretty nice as you saw. So I already know what to expect. No surprises there. Actually, correction, this is the Fort Kochi beach area, not Vasco da Gama Square. We are like 500 meters off, so in 10 minutes I'll be there. Let's check out the night vibes of that place as well. The street art scene out here is pretty good. That was behind the St. Francis Church where I went in the afternoon. So the streets with souvenir shops, they have the lights turned on, and I just spotted that one, so took a little side quest. And Vasco da Gama Square is just straight up, so it's like a very nice and easy, slow-paced walk. This is the Bastion Bungalow and seems a place of heritage. It's open from 9 to 4:30 and lunch break is from 1 to 2. So maybe I'll come back tomorrow in the morning and check this out. Looks really cool. So I added another place for my to my roster for tomorrow. Although I have no idea when it comes to executing the roster, will I even end up doing like 5% of what I planned? But that's the whole point of doing it, like completely unplanned. Just wing it, do whatever you can. Somehow like how I ended up exploring today. These Chinese fishing nets are also sort of a tourist attraction out here. There's this big arm that goes all the way down, submerges the fish net into the water, and then you see those ropes, the system of ropes. So a lot of fishermen, they pull it back up all the way and then harvest whatever fish they catch. I think early in the morning you can see them in action and people pay them to actually get the action going. So this is something that if you want, you can do as a paid activity, but otherwise just come in the evening and take in the views of the shoreline. That boat that I was looking at very closely is a blast from the past. So back in the day, we used to have this in like small fests. You go there, they have these like small shops that used to sell that, and you put that in a small pot of water and you light some fire inside a like a mini candle, and then it spins around in a tub, let's say. So it goes around in circle and you can watch, and it makes some sound like a clicking sound. So now it's 60 rupees. I think back then it used to be pretty cheap. Anyways, I'm back at the boilers, which means the cafe should also be close by, so we should head over for dinner now. So learned something new. There is this fish shop right here, so you can buy fish, pay per kilo like a raw fish, and then they charge. There's a restaurant just like few steps away, the blue pinkish light one, and they charge 300 rupees a kilo making charge. They marinate it for you, they grill it for you, they prepare it for you. So you can take the fish, give it to them. Fish, prawns, lobsters, whatever is available, whatever you like. So pay for the raw material, pay for the cooking, and have your meal if that's what you want. This is the ferry where you can onboard with your own vehicle towards the other side, that you can take a shortcut to Ernakulam. Maybe I'll try this one tomorrow. And I'm in the different Samriddhi one. The one I saw in the morning was inside the bastion, which is closed. This is a different one, and 230 or so rupees is the bill for my dinner, which is pretty reasonable. They said the curry mean tawa fry is going to take a moment, so I said give me everything together, otherwise half of it will become cold.